The cherry blossom season is here, which means it's the official start of every high school anime. It's the season of rejuvenation, the season of short series, the season of original works. And what better way to start than with an original anime made by the legendary Kunihiko Ikuhara? Wait a minute, did that frog just eat his ass? Yup, that just happened. A frog ate a middle schooler's ass. So, I have questions, Ikuhara, questions. You got away with turning Utena into a car and called it symbolism, but this? Is this the peak of anime? Is the anime truly safe now? Seriously, this anime really makes me wonder how much of it is actual symbolism and how much of it is straight up pulled out of Ikuhara's own ass. The anime is about 3 middle school boys who get turned into kappas because they pissed the kappa prince. And they are forced to fight against the kappa zombies if they want to return to their human form. Why is this happening? I don't know. Probably makes sense in Ikuhara's own head. But you know what? As weird as it is, it's pretty intriguing. You can tell a lot of effort went into this, it's easily a visual spectacle, and I mean, watching Shota kappas grabbing shit out of people's assholes, what a time to be alive. What a time to be alive indeed. How do I even explain this masterpiece? Alright, so basically, this guy goes into the main restroom to do something, and naturally, he gets himself locked into the toilet with his teacher who's taking a big dump. Nothing weird by now. But just as he's about to call for someone to open the door, the teacher pulls him towards her, to keep their location hidden obviously, and then some questionable hentai thing happens and they pee. I swear to God, I'm not kidding you. How does one come up with this shit? This may look like a lewd garbage borderline hentai short anime with zero redeeming value, and it may feel like a low budget heavily censored hentai, but it is in fact exactly that. And it's probably going on your watch list anyway, so let's move on to a 30-year-old teacher named Nobunaga who's single and pressured by his family to get married. One day, Nobunaga... Oh, wrong Nobunaga. Not this one either. This one. Wait, a chick. One day, this Nobunaga breaks a teapot and boom, a female appears from the thin air right into his arms. That's the secret, guys. Go break some teapots and make yourself a harem. It's that simple. This could turn out to be a guilty pleasure.
15歳でございますが、子作りを始めるとしましょう。
Oh no, it was a joke. FBI, open up! Honestly, I would avoid giving any information about the story and suggest to watch the first episode, because it really leaves a profound impression and sets everything nicely. So there's a timestamp on the screen to skip this section for those of you who want to go in blind. With that out of the way, holy shit, now this is an immersive anime that really knows how to set a mood. If you're familiar with Dororo from last season, then this will feel like home. Kimetsu no Yaiba is telling the tale of a boy whose family was violently murdered by these bloodthirsty demons, except his sister who survived but was, unfortunately, turned into one of these demons. We follow Tanjiro as he tries to find a cure for his sister while also seeking revenge for his dead family. The story is nothing revolutionary. Demon Slayers, we saw something similar last season, but the execution is fantastic. You don't have to trust me on that, you have the first episode to prove it. The helplessness of Tanjiro in the first episode was beautifully portrayed, and the way his sister held onto that remaining piece of humanity she had left was masterfully done and it gave me goosebumps. After that I knew I was going to be on this ride until the end, and honestly I can't wait to see where this ride takes me. The only issue I have with this anime is that the protagonist bubbles way too much and points out the most obvious things, which is annoying to a certain extent, but I sort of get why he does it, so it isn't necessarily a big issue, although I hope he does it less frequently as the anime progresses. But have you seen this water blade effect from the opening? Have you seen this? This is amazing. If it will be the actual effect used in the anime, then my body's ready. I wonder what isekai will get this season. Avengers Endgame? Pfft, the most ambitious crossover? What about an isekai of other isekais isekaiing together? Brilliant idea! Now, I've watched the first episode and I literally have no clue what's going on. Well, I always approve more Konosuba in any shape and form, and seeing these four idiots interacting again put a silly smile on my face and brought out some laughs. More Konosuba banter is always good stuff. I've never watched Yojo Senki, but it was so funny when they explained its plot. It's like they knew people haven't watched it and I have to thank them for that. But I still don't know who that blue-haired rum girl is. Original edition for this crossover or something? Anyway, I have to say that the Konosuba cast kind of definitely carries the show. The others are just there, but the real question of this crossover is, when will Kazuma steal Tanya's pennies? Man, Fruits Basket is here, again, and the nostalgia reached unbearable levels. I had to watch the first episode 4 times to calm me down, but it's here. It still has this oldish coat of paint to it, and it reeks of old anime humor, and for some reason it feels really fresh for the current year. For those of you who've not seen or heard about it, Fruits Basket tells the story of Toru Honda, a sweet and ambitious girl who is forced to take matters in her own hands after her mother died. She has no choice but to live on her own in a tent. After the mysterious Soma clan found that Toru's home was laid on their private land, they decided to take her in their house. Baladim Baladoom, the Soma clan are actually animals of the Chinese zodiac. Bet you didn't expect that. Thinking back at the pilot episode of the original version, this one is a huge improvement. The character designs are obviously upgraded to this period style, and for the first time, Toru doesn't look disturbing. The animation is pretty and smooth, and I love some other dialogue and monologue. You probably know by now, the first adaptation did not follow the manga entirely, because the anime director's vision was very different from the mangaka's, but this one will, and because I've never read the manga, shame on me, I'm sitting on this ride with my belt fastened and ready to go. I'm glad that new anime fans have the chance to appreciate Fruits Basket. Wait a second. 5 girls, a tutor, and he must tutor them because they are stupid. Also, the tutor's family is poor. This is the quintessential quintuplets without the quintuplets, isn't it? But this time it has Einstein and Shakespeare, whose dreams are to inverse their roles and become what the other is. Yeah, I think that summed it up pretty well. Though I think someone must have forgotten to animate the anime. Silly mistakes. Speaking of silly mistakes, seriously, who comes up with this shit? It's brilliant. So this girl named Ao, a name which doesn't originate from the color blue, but from Ahe Gao. This anime is a gem, guys, bear with me. So Ao-chan is a study-obsessed girl who hates men and decided to throw away her youth just so she can focus on getting top grades to enter a university far away from her family. But why would she want that? Probably because she lives in the house of lewds with this little creature, aka her father, aka an erotic novelist known as the Pleasure Master, who goes around trying to expose his daughter to this boy she seems to like because he senses she's in heat. And here's a titty pudding. And there's also Natsuo from Domestic Girlfriend, like, what are you doing here, Meito? You got bored of the incest? The opening is also a real banger. But you know what anime has an entire banger soundtrack? This is gorgeous in so many ways. The story takes place in the near future on Mars, where we follow a poor Carole and a wealthy Tsueday who are both trying to achieve their dreams of becoming a musician. But they feel like something is off and no one understands them. But that feeling goes away once they meet. This is essentially a drama centered around music. So what's the big fuss? Well, it's an original work by Bones with 24 announced episodes. It looks fantastic, the OAC will probably win an award, it's going to be epic. Though I'm a bit worried about the director, like, who is this guy? Watanabe Shinichiro? What a stupid name. I'll be honest, I'm a bit hype about this just from seeing the trailer, and especially because it's produced by Bones and directed by Watanabe Shinichiro. There's literally no way for this to fail, and I highly suggest to watch this anime. But if music with a sprinkle of drama is not your cup of tea, then how about one wholesome and adorable anime? Hitoribocchi, the protagonist of this anime, who is definitely not Yuri, I don't know what you think about that, she's a middle schooler for fuck's sake, suffers from acute social anxiety, which will make her vomit when exposed to extreme tension, such as introducing herself to her new classmates. It's like Watamote but cuter and less awkward. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but what you need to know is that this is definitely not a Yuri show. PA Works is back at it again with another action-based original in Fairy Go Away Please and High Summer Where You Cannot Be Seen. I get that PA wants to flex on us with their amazing and astonishingly beautiful CG, but it didn't quite work, did it? Like, what is this? Sirius 2.0 XX Persona? I mean, it has the same premise as Sirius, the same character designs, same supernatural action, even the backstory of the main character is exactly the same. Lacking on that creative aspect, I see PA Works. We have a new season of Toriko, this time following Black Chidori Sasuke. Oh my god, what's this atrocity? You got baseball idols, baseball drama, baseball second season, and I think I covered everything. There's definitely nothing else left to talk about. The most anticipated and hype anime of 2019, One Punch, this animation out of here. Man. Okay, it's not as dynamic as the first season, but it's not terrible either. I mean, yeah, if you ignore those CG arms and the fact that the camera moves more than the actual characters do, and what even is this blurred Genos, then I really don't see a problem with it. Alright, there's no need to sugarcoat anything. The animation, compared to the first season, is noticeably terrible, even jarring at times, especially when they use cuts to dodge animation. But everything else is actually pretty good, decent, right? I mean, the humor is the same classing and look, it's unfair to compare JC stuff to a collaboration of some of Madhouse and Bones' best animators working together. But even then, the first episode was made ahead of time, and showing a combination of poor pacing and cutting corners from the beginning is a big disappointment. The core fight of the episode between Genos and that robot was impossible to follow. It had no actual animated sequences. It simply jumped back and forth between the fight and another scene. They even used those distorted explosion sounds, like what the fuck? They can't even get a fucking jump to look right. At this point, the manga has better animation. Now, I know that the story is good and it will probably carry the show, but that doesn't take away from the disappointment I feel towards everything else. And that's pretty much it. I gotta be honest, this season feels a bit underwhelming. I know that's what everyone says at the beginning of every new season, but regardless, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let's keep this short and sweet, and I'll see you all in a future one.